Alright, here we are working on the 84 Virago again. This time we are going to check the back brakes, and to do that we're going to need to take off the rear tire. And to do that we're going to need this assortment of tools.
Wait, what do we have here? We
have a hammer and a punch to drive out the axle. There are side cutters to get rid of the cotter pins, and then a 12mm ratchet and a 21mm ratchet to take the assorted bolts off.
Alright.
So first things first, let's get rid of that cotter pin here on the big side. Yeah, it ain't coming. Yeah, and it's not 21 either. Looks like it's 22.
So if this happens, you should be able to get it out with an impact. One of the things you can do to avoid that happening is, instead of using cutters, maybe try just a pair of pliers. That way you don't accidentally cut it. But that one was pretty jammed in there. It's been in forever since it's been out, so probably would have broke no matter what.
I think this is why they make cotter pins out of such soft material.
No, this is why they make impact guns.
That too. Number 2.
And that's why you buy an impact gun. It can be done if you can't. If you don't have an impact gun, you can do it with like a monkey bar, like a
good bit of leverage.
Yeah.
You're gonna need your little punch there to get clear of that. To clear out the hole.
Oh, okay. I have a special screwdriver just for popping those things out.
And I like the design of this axle shaft in that it has holes going north-south and east-west. So it makes it easier to line up when you're putting your pin back in. Alright, just a little tap and the pin bits came out.
You say tin bits or pin bits?
Pin bits.
Okay.
Bits of the pin.
Right. You know what a tin bit is? Well, we know where you're from.
Alright, now just leave that right on that foot peg there.
There's our guard dog going to work again. Always at work.
We need these on the other side. Now this little one should hopefully come easier. That's how it's supposed to work. Okay, so it's nut, washer, lock washer.
Alright.
Alright, and this is the brake rod, as it were. You should mark it before you take it off, so you know to go back to where you are, but where it was, so it works right, or at least close. But this one seems to be adjusted all the way on, so we're going to take it off and adjust it as we need to when we reassemble. And I don't have a 12mm deep socket, but this seems loose enough I can do it by hand. Is that supposed to have
Sorry.
Sorry. Is that supposed to have that rounded profile in there?
Yep, because that sits inside that thing there.
Okay, so that's...
See, there's this pin right here?
Yeah.
It sits inside that.
Okay, so...
So now to remove that, just hit the brake pedal.
That draws it in.
And that should drop down.
Yep.
Yep. So make sure you don't lose your spring though.
You know
What I like to do when I'm doing them is I'll pull this out and I'll put it back on there with the nut, and that way I don't lose everything.
Yep. Can't lose them if they're where they belong.
Exactly.
Alright, so then now I take out this pinch bolt here.
Shouldn't have to take that right out. I think you just have to loosen it.
Loosen it.
Get in.
Okay, well that is free and clear. Tension is off that pinch point. And so now this is off. And this is coming right off.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll get...
Okay, go. You're good.
Okay, so that's everything clear of that. So we're clear to drive out the axle shaft. So on the end of the axle there is a divot for the punch, so you don't muck up your threads, because then you can't put your tire back on, and that'd be sad. That's going nice and easy. Oh look, here it is. Oh, that fell out from here.
I don't know. I wasn't watching.
Yeah, I think it is.
It goes up against the brake.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so that went there. Just got to remember that now. So we put that there. And get our washer and castle nut and put that back on there. So our parts are where we need them. And this.
And, yeah, put that somewhere where you're not going to get dirt on it, because there's
Right.
probably grease on it. You have to re-grease it anyway, but...
Put on the milk crates.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So now we've got to get it off the gear drive. And I believe we just move that to the right away from it and it should fall.
That should, yep. Push your stabilizer rod down below that. There you go. So this sits on a spline on the other side.
Is this going to come off?
Yeah, actually, you might be able to take that off. No, actually you can't, and that won't be enough room. At least, not usually enough room. You can try sometimes, some bikes, but... Nope, and back right out. There we go.
There we are.
So that's how you take the tire off. And so as you can see here, see these splines here? So these splines lock into those splines there for your drive shaft, because this is a shaft drive bike, not a chain drive. If that were a chain drive, then that wouldn't be there. You just have the chain coming around.
Alright.
So now to do the brake, all you do is you lay this on that side.
Okay, we have somewhere clean to keep the grease.
No, because it won't even touch it shouldn't even touch the ground.
Looks like it
You
might.
can get your rag though. What I like to do, actually, what a lot of guys do is they put it on a pail. Just
Good
sit
idea.
Perfectly on a pail, actually. And we just so happen to have a few of these lying around. There you go.
Right, now we're going to impale our tire.
And the king of dad jokes is back.
Alright.
So to take the brakes out, you just literally lift that up, flip it over, and there's your brakes.
Alright. Alright, so.
So I had a request from somebody to do a brake job, so we're actually going to do one today. These doesn't need brakes, but we're going to do it anyway. So, can we figure out how to do it?
Well, we take those springs off, and those should just fall away.
Okay, now I'm gonna, if that is correct, that would work, but I'm gonna show you an easier way. So hold on to this for a second. There you go.
Well then.
That's it. So now you just pull your springs out, replace your brakes, put your springs back in, and then line it up this to this here. Okay, so now before you put your new ones on, I'll show you a couple of things. This here is your brake lever. So when you push your pedal, it does that.
Oh,
And that's what spreads your brakes apart. And then this is just your pivot point for your top of your brakes. So if you put your new ones on, you got your springs in there like so, and you put it back on the same way you took it off. Just put it on the other side of that, push down. Sometimes you have to adjust it. And there you go, there's your brakes back on. And it's really easy to do brakes on this thing. This is one of the greatest things about these bikes. And there's no adjustment or anything to do because it's all just spring. That's it. So that's how you do a brake job on anything with shaft drive. Generally has these brakes. So the Suzuki Intruders, the Vulcan, some of the Vulcans, the 750s especially, the Hondas, yeah, Yamahas. So, and then there you go. That's your brake job done. It's that simple.
Not easy.
And putting the tire back on is the reverse of removal. So, the only tricky part that you'll have to worry about putting it back on is sometimes it's a bit tricky to get back on the splines, but as long as you just
Wiggle it and wiggle it.
and it'll pop back on there. So that's how you do the brakes on a shaft drive bike. It works on the Suzuki Intruders, the Yamaha Viragos, anything with that style of shaft drive. So, but yeah, so there's the video that was requested. So I hope you guys liked it. I hope it was helpful. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
See you later. Goodbye, Mooch.
Okay, just quickly before we end the video on the brakes on this bike, a couple of quick tips I just wanted to give you. So when you put your axle back in and you tighten up that bolt there to torque, so if you tighten up your pinch bolt here first, that'll help hold that in place so that you can torque that down. Because there's a flat on there, so you can put a wrench on it if this doesn't work. But I find that helps quite a bit. Even if you have to use a wrench, that helps quite a bit. The other tip is this here is your gauge to tell you when your brakes need to be done. So when you adjust it, you don't want too much play. You want like just that little bit of movement, just so it backs up enough that it's not rubbing on the drum, but not so far that when you push your pedal, you got to push your pedal down too far. Yeah, other than that, those are just some helpful tips to put it back together. And I also recommend, while you're in here anyway, you might as well change your gear oil in there and get that all cleaned out and changed. The drain plug is down here at the bottom. I don't know if you'll see that or not on camera. And then there's your fill plug. Quick pro tip is check your fill plug before you take your drain plug out and make sure that'll come off. Because if you take your drain plug out and then you can't get that off to fill it back up again, then you are kind of pooched. So always check your fill plug first. Same thing with any differential you do or anything that you drain. Make sure you can get the plug off to get things back in, put your fluid back in before you take the drain out. But anyway, that's it for that. So hopefully you found the video helpful, and good luck, and we'll see you in the next video.